Ohio State's going to have a pair of Alabama defenders, including the top-ranked defensive lineman, the top-ranked interior defensive lineman in the portal. They'll be visiting together. So 24/7 Sports was reporting about this. The DT is James Smith, and the linebacker, how you say, is it Quay Rusaw? Quay Rusaw?
Yes.
Both are good. They're going to visit Ohio State, but they're also going to visit Georgia, LSU with Lane Boy, Missouri, and Tennessee, with some other teams also working to get involved. So this is how it is. This is the market right now. You want to get top-ranked guys. You want to get Alabama dudes, and I wouldn't put either of these guys into the category that we had with Caleb Downs when Caleb became available. Even after his true freshman season, everyone in the country was excited about that guy and knew what you're going to get. But still, you want players like that. You want players like Biles from Pitt. Like you need some of these bigger name guys that have done something at a big program, but they've got their own situation. Just as guys are looking to leave Ohio State, there might be some people looking to leave other big programs to go to another big program.
That's why
it's all different types of transfers.
I'm not concerned, like a lot of Buckeye fans are. Now, I understand what you're saying, because I've heard from some of you who said that, well, I wasn't concerned until I heard that you weren't concerned, and now I'm concerned. Dig? Because I'm the one who said, hey, Big Ten championship game against Indiana. Nothing to see here. Nothing to worry about. Wrong. Hey, Miami. Nothing to see here. Nothing to worry about. Wrong. So I can understand when I say nothing to see here, nothing to worry about in the portal, you get your butt cheeks a little tense.
I think I'm going to go forward by always being mildly concerned. And I think that's fair, because this is becoming so competitive now. And I think we just experienced it. And like you just said, like how you felt with those two games, we thought after that performance against Michigan, okay, this was a team where we maybe weren't so sure about in the Texas game, but they built, they improved. You got a freshman quarterback, a whole lot more confidence. He was one of the highest rated passers and the most accurate passer in the country. Got a seat at the Heisman ceremony.
To your point, though,
but
Timmy,
it was great. But
it's not a talent issue.
No, it's not a talent issue.
Performance issue.
It's not about talent. And that's the thing. The most talented team isn't always going to win, which I think you look at a guy like Curt Cignetti, you look at some other teams, coaching still matters. How you do come together quickly when you have a lot of guys that are jumping onto the team for the first time and all the roles are different. Someone might just show up and need to play a pivotal role for your team. Somebody might pop in and he's not as good as you thought he was going to be. Maybe in the portal rankings, you thought you were getting something special, but it didn't pan out that way. So it's going to be so competitive, and there's always going to be that basement where Ohio State can only lose like 2 regular season games, and then that's it. But there's a big difference from losing only 2 and winning it all.
Timmy, Brandon Innes says he's coming back.
That's good.
He says he's got unfinished business. He's coming back. Of course, Carnell Tate going to the league. So you have Jeremiah
Downs
Smith.
Gone.
Right, you have Jeremiah Smith coming back, and you have Chris Henry Jr.
coming in.
Coming in.
And I would expect he's got all the opportunity in the world to be the superstar that they all have him pegged to be. So I hope he does that. Pegged. Good. So I didn't really get your take.
That's the evolution of this show, Teddy.
I didn't.
20 years ago, we didn't know what pegging was.
No.
We do
now.
Yeah. Peggy Sue? No.
Peggy Sue got married.
I want to know from you because
Nicolas Cage.
Yes, good. We haven't seen you the last 3 days. A lot of stuff's been going on with the transfer portal. Does any of this at all concern you? Because it definitely seems that this offseason is different than last offseason. I mean, without putting aside the obvious, you won a national championship. So a little bit of the guys that were going to the draft or guys going in the portal, you were thinking, okay, that's fine. Let the dust settle. Won a national championship. It's all worth it. But with some of the depth pieces, I mean, you got 2 5-star wide receivers that you wanted to develop for another year, and maybe they would be superstars here. They're gone. James Peoples pops up at Penn State.
I'm not worried about it.
Not worried one bit?
Nope.
Not one iota?
Not worried about it.
Not one bit.
This is the game, baby.
Yeah.
We can't live or die. We can't live or die with the portal every single year. The reality is, especially for a program like Ohio State, there's always going to be the next level down. You talked about those depth pieces. Well, they came to Ohio State because they thought they were going to be stars. They didn't come here to be rotation guys, depth pieces. All of a sudden, reality sets in that they are that. I have no problem with them hitting the portal, trying to convince other people. No. I'm the star here. And I got caught behind a couple other people at Ohio State, but I'm the star. Now, the other side of that is you've got stars that developed at smaller schools where maybe physically, when they were juniors and seniors in high school, they weren't at the place where Ohio State would be interested.
Sure.
Now they've developed as players, and they're ready to take the next step. That's the type of guy that Ohio State goes out and gets.
How many guys that you recruit out of high school ever come in here with the mindset that they're not going to be stars, though?
Everybody comes in thinking they're going to be stars.
Everybody does. And then, sooner or later, 2-3 years go by, you realize that some guys do wind up being content being a depth piece at a power program like this, because as a team, as a program, you get some great experiences. You're playing in the Big Ten. You get to practice against some of the best talent in the country. And maybe the education is something that also matters a little bit to you. And then there's still that chance that one day an injury happens and you could work your way onto the field. Might be as a senior, but maybe that's enough for you. But a lot of people, it seems like more athletes, though, now with what's available. And it's not really that surprising. They are becoming more and more enamored by all the possibilities, the money, the fact that you can transfer 4 times in 4 years and they'll allow you to do it.
Before you go on that, Arvell Reese has officially declared for the NFL draft. It's not a surprise. A lot of people think he's a top 5 pick.
Here's the thing about these Buckeyes going on now. I mean, you realize there is a chance where they have Arvell Reese, Carnell Tate, Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, maybe crack the top 10. I'm not saying I wouldn't bet on that. I would say that's an outside shot. But to just realize how much talent was on this team, and you still did lose those final 2 games of the season.
And you didn't win a Big Ten championship.
And you didn't win a Big Ten championship. That's the salt in the wounds for me. Again, that's why I said going forward, I'm going to always be a little bit more reserved and a little bit more concerned about will we actually win a title, because I think it's different now. I think it's going to be very, very hard with the expanded playoff and knowing that you might have a ton of talent, but that might not matter. You could have a lot of different factors at play. Obviously, injuries are always going to be a thing, but as clunky as the format is, it caught Ohio State. And maybe their O-line play just wasn't quite as good as we thought it was when they went up against it. It wasn't.
Well,
I think we know the answer.
We know that.
It wasn't. And so are you going to be sure? Because there's maybe this is for tomorrow, because I know we're going to get to hoops, but maybe I'll just plant the seed. Some people are talking about the move away from our collectives the way that it was, and then to have it under the Learfield umbrella. And if that's a problem for the way they're bringing their talent in right now.
I know you're not saying this, but it sounds like we're pining for the good old days
of last year.
Of the collectives and last year.
When it was 2 years.
Remember when it was all crazy?
Dean Foundation and 1870 Society.
All that.
Them's were the days. So.
All right, tonight.